Welcome back to the Roxy Pro France Heat 6 of round 2. Keely Andrew up against Coco Ho. This will be the last heat of the day, and then we'll have a wrap on all that has unfolded here on day 1 of the event window. But Keely and Coco showing some great moments throughout the season and hoping they can give us a good performance here after a slow heat between Nikki Van Dyke and Bronzy McCauley. But these two have had a couple of round 2 clashes this season. And it's Keely Andrew who's been getting the jump on Coco Ho.
Well, it's been her best season yet on the championship tour, making it to the final at the Swatch Pro at Lowers, putting quarterfinal appearances there. She had glimpses of it throughout her first rookie year, but you know, it seems like a World Tour surfer, and she's figuring it out. As we watch again the replay here from the start of Keely Andrew, she ends up getting a 4.5 right out of the gates, you know. And I think that one of the things that's been impressive about what Keely's been able to do is that as she's learning, she's improving her, you know, the way she surfs heats. You know, we were excited about some of the surfing she did at Lowers. You know, there was some bigger waves, and she went straight into the lip, and it was exciting.
Kind of making statements that they want to get to the #1 position. Sage Eriksson is the fresh face who was bold enough to make that call after getting her first championship tour win, and I like it. I want to see a couple of new names in the mix. Here we go, Keely having a look at this one, kicking out, so no score on offer there. But I like this matchup, Pete. You mentioned these two have had a couple of heats in the second round already this season, but taking on a new coach this season after winning a world title, also working on his equipment. As we see Coco up, nice float to get started, planted that and got a little kick on the tail for that second move. Wrapped it up with a nice little hit on the closeout. No big major turn, but stringing together a couple of nice moves there.
You know, I think that Coco is one to bring a little bit of that progression. We've seen it from her in the past. I feel like I would love to see it more from her. Beautiful, well-placed wave. Like you said, nothing major there, but it's going to be an all right score.
Year to year, really, and having to go back to the QS to keep her place on the CT.
Which, again, can be quite a challenge, you know, to have that responsibility of chasing those QS points around the world as long as she's been doing it.
A location, Pete, where the whole field has to keep a really close eye on what's happening in the lineup, because things change dramatically as we see Coco up once again. Nice little left-hander. Really bowls out on the inside. Very shallow there. Didn't quite complete that last turn, but probably did enough to get herself the lead here.
Not using that ranking to use that to be in the top 17. Let's take a look at the replay here. Again, keeping the eyes on a swivel there, you know, looking both left and right. She's got the strength to be able to put up numbers both ways. Just unfortunate there not to really ride out of that final move. That was kind of the most critical section on that wave.
With so few surfers on the women's tour.
That's absolutely true.
Coco Ho up once again, just chipping away at these insiders. She's trying to better a 2.6 here.
Well, you look at her last few events on the qualifying series for
throughout the entire draw, but
yeah,
they kind of let that go a little bit, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, a little frantic, and it, you know, translates into a round 2 loss.
Coco up once again now, just trying to get rid of that 2.87. So she continues to improve her lead, but she's not putting it out of reach at the moment. That was probably a better wave.
Yeah, it felt like it, right? I mean, there was a ton more speed involved in that wave. The wave had a little more juice to it. I really like that second maneuver. It's just too bad that wave didn't provide a nice little end section for her.
Keely Andrew looking right, drives into the first section. The wave shuts down though. She gets out of there.
You know, in the heat, you've probably seen a couple rights out there. Again, this is the replay here. So the snap and then that combo there, that was a beautiful turn. She carried great speed through it. She'll improve again here. I think this might even be better than her 4.77. You know, but in relation to not looking at the numbers, I mean, just for me, oh, bigger set wave. Here we go.
Keely drives up into that first section. Gets free up on top of the lip there for a moment. And she's comboing up some pretty decent turns. Can she ride out of this last move? She doesn't. And she was chasing a 6.7. Coco Ho had a 6.43 on her previous ride.
a very, very big carve. Take a look here, bigger set wave, and we haven't seen this size of a wave. Nice turn there. I mean, she glides up and over, placing it there, but that section had so much opportunity there. And then the fall at the end. You know, if she rides out of the end there, I start thinking about maybe that being the 6.7, but since she didn't get that finish, and the fact that she's pretty tentative on that second section.
0.64 to get herself into the lead. Just on 13 minutes to go. Coco keeping busy. She has a look at this one, but kicks out.
All right, well, congrats on the heat win. We'll see you in round 3.
Thank you.
Thank you, Strada. Bronte McCauley breaking through into the third round for just the second time this year. That's got to feel good as Keely Andrew gets an opportunity to seize the lead here, chasing a 5.64 to get ahead of Coco Ho. A well-constructed ride, but you've got to look back on that previous wave. That left-hander is a big missed opportunity. It was the...
Love what Bronte said about being flexible. I think that's a great thing you need to have here, especially in these beach breaks of France. As we watch this two-turn combo and a third finish. You know, it's close. And then we did have Coco Ho was able to actually better her situation by improving on the 4.77 by a 1/10 of a point.
I just like that gritty determination there from Coco. You know, it wasn't the world's best turn by any means, that final turn, but just understanding that she might have a chance to just improve her position just a little bit to make life harder for this competitor. Keely Andrew up. Still on the lookout for a high range 5, and she gets a solid finish there.
Well, she's owed 2 scores, and I'm sure that they'll be thinking about it as now we have Coco back up and riding.
So this is a neat little battle between these two competitors. Two flashy regular footers fighting it out for a place in round 3. And Keely's not going to hang about waiting for a quality set. She's just going to keep busy and try and push her lead a little higher. Had a bit of a mistake there, wave selection-wise.
Yeah, at this point, when you're hearing that you're in the lead and you have priority, I mean, it's kind of getting to that point in the heat.
Well, just under 5 minutes to go here in a scrappy battle between Coco Ho and Keely Andrew, trying to get a spot in round 3. Let's check out the heat recap. Keely picking off the wave of the heat, but only dropping a 5.57 for this one.
Yeah, that section there, again, was the one I've been referring to. And then the fall, unfortunately, you know, cost her. Did end up not even going into the good range, where we saw Coco Ho getting on that critical section and pulling it back down. Has the best wave of the heat, the 6.43, but is in search of a 5.0. Keely's forehand, so strong. So you look at that final maneuver there. Her backup score, a 5.57. She has a couple of them. As Keely being caught inside on the bigger set waves.
Here we go, Coco utilising her priority. Bit of foam on the face. No problem though as she flows through that first turn. Gets a little more critical here. Whips that board up vertically. But chasing a 5.01, I think some of her previous rides have maybe been better.
I would agree, Ronnie. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it was unfortunate because you could see when that first snap, had it been a little cleaner, she almost dug a rail there, pulls it together. Does have a nice, you know, finish move, but it just doesn't quite feel like it had enough impact to be able to get above that 5 mark.
And the numbers rolling through, and it will fall short. 2.5 minutes to go. Been a lot of talk about the forecast. Obviously, the onshore did come up a little bit, Pete, after this ride. Tell us a little bit about what we can look forward to.
Well, I think we're going to have good conditions, and we've got, you know, more swell on top. And I think that's the most exciting part of this, is that
out there holding on to priority. She gives Coco a bit of room to move on the inside here. And the Hawaiian throws everything at that first section, can't ride out. She falls out of the sky. Just over a minute to go. She's got to get back out there quickly if she wants to have another shot at it. Despite having the best single score of this heat, a 6.43. Coco hasn't found the backup number she's needed. There's just 15 seconds remaining as Keely does well to use her priority and get into this wave. Just the one turn, probably won't go into a top 2, but she did keep Coco off that ride. This heat coming to a close. And Coco Ho doesn't get another opportunity at the 5.01. Keely Andrew claims another victory over Coco in the second round in 2017.